On August 5th, 2025, the football world was hit with some profoundly sad news, a real shock that rippled across the sport. Today, we're going to remember the life and the incredible legacy of Jorge Costa, a true titan of the game whose impact was felt far, far beyond the pitch. Almost immediately after the news broke, this was the message from FC Porto. This is the club he didn't just play for, he was the club in many ways. And these few words, "You will never be forgotten, Captain," they just perfectly capture that immense, sudden sense of loss. The news itself was just so stark and sudden. Jorge Costa, an absolute legend as a player and, in his final role, the director for FC Porto, he passed away at just 53 years old after a cardiorespiratory arrest. It was a complete shock, a real gut punch that was felt way beyond the stadium walls. So, to really understand why this loss hit so hard, we need to get to know the man behind the headlines. Who was he really? What made him such an icon? Well, it all starts with his nickname. He was known as O Bicho, which translates to the Beast. And let me tell you, that wasn't just some catchy name. It was the perfect description of who he was on the field. He was this relentless, passionate warrior of a defender. Even the president of Portugal mentioned the eternal Bicho when praising his incredible grit and energy. For his club, FC Porto, he was just so much more than a great player. He was their legendary captain. He was the living, breathing embodiment of their core values: leadership, passion, giving it your all. He became a symbol of what they call Portismo, the very soul of the club, for an entire generation of fans. His own club called him an unavoidable figure in their history. He really was the heart of that club. And the reaction to his passing, wow, it really shows you just how far his influence stretched. This wasn't just a loss for one team, it truly felt like an entire nation was in mourning. Just listen to this from Humberto Quelliot, who coached him on the national team. He remembered him not just for his talent, but for his character, calling him an extraordinary professional and a dear person. That tells you everything you need to know about the man he was, both on and off the field. And maybe nothing shows the sheer depth of respect he commanded more than this. A statement came from FC Porto's biggest, most bitter rival, Benfica, saying that Portuguese football is poorer without him. At the same time, you have a global icon like Cristiano Ronaldo sharing a tribute saying, "Until always, Captain." When your rivals and the biggest stars in the world unite in grief like that, it just shows you he transcended the game. And the tributes came from the very top. The Prime Minister called it an unexpected and premature departure. We already heard from the President, and the Portuguese Football Federation, they called him one of the most remarkable players of a fundamental generation. This wasn't just a club legend. He was a true national figure. But all of that immense respect, it wasn't just about his character. It was forged in victory. The foundation of the legend of Jorge Costa was built on a career just packed with winning trophies. Let's just sit with this number for a second. 383 games. For one club. Think about that. In modern football where players move around all the time, that level of loyalty, that kind of dedication, it's almost unheard of. It just shows the powerful bond he had with FC Porto. And wow, did those 383 games pay off? Look at this list of silverware. A Champions League title, an Intercontinental Cup, eight Portuguese League titles, 5 Portuguese Cups, and 5 Super Cups. He wasn't just along for the ride during a golden era for FC Porto. He was a central pillar, leading them to glory again and again and again. And his success wasn't just at the club level, he was a champion for his country too. It started way back in 1991 when he won the Sub-20 World Championship. From there, he earned 50 caps for the senior national team, representing Portugal on the biggest stages possible, like Euro 2000 and the 2002 World Cup. For some players, when they hang up their boots, that's it, they're done. Not Jorge Costa. His passion for the game was way too strong. He jumped right into a new chapter, ready to share everything he knew from the sidelines. And his coaching journey became this incredible global adventure. Seriously, he started in Portugal, of course, but then he went on to lead the national team of Gabon and managed clubs in Romania, Cyprus, France, India, Tunisia. His dedication to the game literally took him all over the world. And then, in what feels like something straight out of a storybook, his journey came full circle. In 2025, he came home. He accepted the role of director of football at FC Porto, ending his career right back where he became a legend, ready to shape the future for the club he loved so much. So it all leaves you with this question, right? When you look at a life and a career like Jorge Costa's, how do you even begin to measure that legacy? Is it in the overflowing trophy cabinet? Is it in the deep respect he earned from rivals and presidents? Or is it in that lasting memory of Bicho, the captain, the beast, who gave everything he had for his colors? I think for Jorge Costa, the answer is pretty clear. It's all of it.